If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video. What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the Bofina1 podcast, and I am your host, Bofina1, and we are getting ready to start episode 10, so we've gotten to 10 episodes, guys. That's a pretty big milestone. Like I said, let's go, let's keep going. I appreciate you guys for all the support. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share this video, all that good stuff. It definitely helps the channel grow, and it helps to get more publicity, and that's just the honest truth. So without further ado, let's get into it. I don't have a whole bunch of topics. It's been about 2 weeks. Like I said, I've been kind of a lot of stuff going on, but like I said, I want to try to stay consistency and try to keep, at least posting once a week. But you guys have heard that numerous times. So like I said, let's just get right into the podcast. So the first one is that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered beta is out. So I did get a chance to kind of see that. I did see that online. And like I said, back in the day, I used to play Call of Duty all the time. I used to love playing Call of Duty, specifically, Modern Warfare 2. I used to play that game for hours on top of hours. I didn't even know, that's how you know I haven't been playing video games like that. I didn't even know that they even had a remastered beta that's out, and some people got, I guess, codes or whatever, and, they've pretty much just been gaming it out. A lot of people are actually saying that they really like it. Let's just take a look at it. You guys are going to hear my keyboard a little bit, but whatever. How to get the beta. I didn't even realize here's how to play for free. Okay, so I'm reading through this article. So they're saying that Modern Warfare 2 doesn't come out until October 28th, but you can play right now for free during the game 2-weekend open beta. This first weekend is for PlayStation owners exclusively. If you're on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 and have PlayStation Plus, you can get into the action right away. The only caveat here is that you'll need to have pre-ordered the game or received a free early access key in order to play for the first 48 hours of the beta. From now until Sunday, September 18th at 10 a.m. PT, the beta is in early access. It opens up to all PlayStation gamers on Sunday at 10 a.m. and continues until Tuesday, September 20th. Weekend 2 kicks off next Thursday, September 22nd at 10 a.m. PT. The first 48 hours are open to all PlayStation gamers and Xbox and PC players who pre-ordered the game or received an early code. Then on Saturday, September 24th at 10 a.m. PT, the beta opens up to all players with internet access, etc. on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Battle.net and Steam. You can pre-order the game to gain access right away and then cancel your pre-order if you don't like what you play. Alternatively, many content creators, myself included, are giving away free early access keys. I already ran my first giveaway and sent out keys to a bunch of winners. I'm giving away more today as well. Find out more in the video below. So that's pretty cool though. I mean, they're trying to get people to play the game, and I guess like they said, if you pre-order it and you end up not really liking it, you can push the game back, meaning like you can, I guess, cancel your pre-order, probably tell them like, hey, I didn't like the beta and that's the reason why I'm canceling my pre-order. And that's cool. Like, I think that's good. And like I said, Call of Duty, they need to do something. Like I said, their past few games, I think their Warzone or one of them games that people have been playing with like the Battle Royale type style did well, but quite a few of them haven't really been doing that good. There hasn't really been anything exciting. So I think for them to be like, okay, we know Modern Warfare 2 was good. Let's go back and let's try to remaster that. I think that's a good I think it's a good strategy. And then by allowing people to play the beta, it kind of gives people a chance to see, okay, are they doing this remaster any justice, or is this going to just be complete utter garbage from the start? So I think that's something that's good. And I know a lot of people I've been seeing on Twitch are playing it, and I've kind of seen a few of the reviews. A lot of people say it's actually pretty good. Like it's pretty good. They probably see themselves playing it. And we all know right now, like, summer's ending, people, like, kids are back in school, routines are kind of getting back to normal. And we all know, like, this is a slow time. The summer has always, I don't want to say always, but the past at least few years, or since I've been a gaming and stuff, it's pretty slow, meaning like there's not a whole lot of games. A lot of the games usually come out around Christmas time, or closer to Christmas time, like in the fall/Christmas time. So it does get pretty hard when it comes time to like trying to game and all that, trying to find something interesting to play. So the fact that a lot of people are actually giving this game decent praise is definitely exciting, and I would say is pretty promising. So the next one that I want to talk about is NBA 2K23 has just dropped. So that's another game that a lot of people have, anticipated playing. A lot of people, they love 2K. I've also seen quite a few reviews on that. A lot of people are kind of, happy about that. They feel like the game is actually relatively I guess, decent this time. It's not complete utter garbage. I think they're probably starting to listen to what people are saying. I think that has a lot to do with it too. Like, I feel like a lot of these developers or these companies have gotten so used to being able to just drop games when they want to, meaning like, the Call of Duties, the 2Ks, right? They've gotten so used to just being able to drop games whenever they want to, and people just play them, people just buy them because it's like, oh well, that's just what we do. You get what I mean? So I think it is good that these companies are starting to see some of the bugs and some of the things that they have within their games, and they're starting to realize like, hey, we need to take what people are saying into consideration, and then we need to try to fix it and change it so we don't lose our customers, as well as you also don't want to lose the people that you pay to review, because they'll get to a point too where people will feel like, okay, the game is so bad that they'll get tired of you paying. Well, I don't say paying them, but they'll get tired of reviewing. I mean, people always want to get paid. So I still think that's part of the reason why two games like 2K and Call of Duty are still somewhat relevant, because you'll always have people that are interested, or you always have people that are being paid to review it. But there will come a point where maybe that YouTuber might get bigger and they may say, hey, this game is trash. I'm tired of wasting my time. You ain't paying me enough money to review it, whatever the case is. And they'll kind of eventually push away from it. So, but then again, I also feel like these games will always do well because there is an audience, like, people like me that are older, like not old, but I mean like adults, meaning not a child. And so, they don't necessarily have a whole bunch of time to just play games all the time. So a lot of time they'd rather just, they'd rather get on a game like a 2K or Call of Duty and play for maybe an hour and then get off. Like, I feel like as you get older and you start having more stuff to do with your time and you start becoming more busier, meaning you have more responsibilities, you tend to have a lot less time to sit down and play these long story or play these big MMO games, where you got to grind for hours and hours and hours. I feel like you kind of outgrow it a little bit in some ways. So I think that's a lot what it has to do with. Is I think that's why these games do so well, because even though they're trash, they're not the best. I think a lot of people they don't have a lot of time. They'll complain about it, but they don't have a lot of time. They want to play a game, they want to get on, talk a little crap, and then, get off and go on about their day. That's just how I perceive it. Because like I said, unless you're someone that, I guess, you don't have anything to do, you don't do anything with your free time, you're not going to have a whole bunch of time to just sit around and play games 24/7. Which kind of correlates to my next thing, which is why viewers love to see your face more, and they feel like they can connect to you. So we all know, like, when people first started streaming, nobody used to show their face. Same thing with YouTube, like commentary, a lot of stuff, like even this, like I'm getting my setup together so I can start using my Logitech camera with good lighting so you guys can start seeing my face, because I've noticed over the years, well, not that I've been noticed, but over the years, people really want to see your face. They really want to see your facial expressions. They really want to see how you interact with the chat. Like, I think, and I remember like a long time ago, I used to be really nervous about showing my face. I used to really hate like showing what I look like, or just in general, like just being self-conscious, like, oh, people are going to see me, right? But like, as part of a viewer, like, when you're a content creator, you always have to think about, what does it look like to the viewer, right? How does the viewer perceive you as a creator? And so when you show your face, it's like, at least for me as a viewer, I get a chance to see your reaction. I get a chance to obviously see you. I get a chance to feel like I can connect to you a little bit more. A lot of time when you're kind of like talking behind a camera, you have to be, I think, more extra. And extra meaning like you have to really emphasize your voice. You have to really, like, you know what I'm saying? Because people can't see your facial expression. So you have to really show them like, okay, this is how I'm feeling through your voice. Where not saying that like people don't do that show their face, but I feel like you get both. You get the voice and you get the face. You get a chance to see what people really think. And I think people feel like they can connect to you on a higher level. Like, I even know, like, even when I used to do some of my reaction videos or just videos in general where I would show like, my face, I think people tended to gravitate more towards that. And so for me, with my channel moving forward, like I said, I'm kind of getting into the swing of doing podcasts. This is the 10th one, but I know moving forward that with anything like vlog channel, all that, people want to see you. They want to be able to put a name to a face and not just hear stuff. I feel like back in the day, that was a big thing, because the, just the type of like technology we had. People were not able to, they had a hard time getting like webcams or like Logitech cameras. People didn't have the money. The technology wasn't there to be able to set it up so you could do both. Just a lot of different things. It made it really hard, I feel like, for people to prosper in terms of that. And I think once people started like, using the Elgatos and started using cameras, I think the experience of the way in which the viewer views the content creator has changed. And it's also a standard. Like, I remember one streamer I used to watch a lot, Tim the Tap Man. He even said it. He was like, yeah, like, I wouldn't, like, that's when he was on Twitch. He's on YouTube now, but when he was on Twitch, I remember he made a comment saying that, he wouldn't even shout out a Twitch streamer if they didn't show their face, just because he just felt like it took away from the experience. And now that I'm starting to figure out ways to grow my channel, like, and I'm even starting to see even the videos that I do show my face, people are more likely, even videos that you show in your thumbnail that you show your face, people are more likely to click on. So it's all part of a formula, but it's also all part of like just doing it. The more you do something, the more I feel like you tend to understand how things go and how your channel can grow. But that comes from repetition and just doing something so many times over and over and over and over and over. But enough of that topic. Let's go to the fourth and last topic. And that is, people are hoping for a housing market crash so they can afford to buy a home. So you guys already know we've talked about this a little bit, like just about the housing market and how things are and how interest rates are literally through the roof at this point. And a lot of people are being, in a sense, push out of buying a home. That's the reason why a lot more people are renting. That's the reason why rent is so high, because, the landlords now are in control. Whether you want to believe it or not, during, what was that, like 2020, 2021, when, they had that whole moratorium where people could essentially be kicked out due to COVID, and as well as people didn't have to pay due to COVID at the same time. Well, now a lot of that is kind of over. Now things are kind of back to normal. So a lot of landlords got essentially screwed over, if that makes sense. Like, they got screwed over, meaning that they were not able to collect rent, but they still had people living in there. Some people said, hey, I'm not going to pay and you can't kick me out. And for those you don't know, in a lot of states, or I think it's at least like in Illinois, you can't just evict somebody in general, like right away. Like, you have to take them to court. It could be 3 to 6 months. Like, there's a bunch of horror stories on like eviction processes with landlords, but you essentially cannot just kick somebody out. You have to and even like in the winter months, so like up here, it gets cold, like it's snow, it's freezing degrees and stuff. You can't kick people out during winter months. And you can't evict them right away. It's a process. So for landlords that got stuck in this situation, I mean, it was literally like a nightmare for a lot of them. I mean, it was the worst thing that could possibly happen for many of them. So, me personally, a lot of people, I mean, kind of going back to like the housing market crash, a lot of people have been hoping for a housing market crash, meaning that they're hoping that the price is going to go down like they did in 2007, 2008. The only problem with that is I wouldn't hope for a housing market crash. I would more so be hoping for a correction, because a housing market crash, if you guys think about it, 2007, 2008, that was that huge recession. A lot of people lost their jobs. So when the housing market plummets and crash like that, you can expect a lot of people to lose their jobs, meaning that you could be one of those people too. So I would more so be hoping for like a correction, meaning that people slowly start to kind of, we're already kind of seeing that now. People are slowly starting to drop their prices. Like, if you go on websites like Zillow, Redfin, whatever, you see like, okay, the house prices has dropped 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, because it's been overpriced. And a lot of people are like, okay, maybe I can afford the house, but I can't afford the interest rate because that's going to make my monthly payment too high. So now that I can't do that, I'm just going to stay home, meaning like I'm going to stay where I'm renting at and keep saving up and maybe have a bigger down payment so I can buy something later. And so that's what I'm doing. Like I said, I recently just got an apartment. Still trying to like get some stuff over there, but that's kind of the plan, is like, see how things work out, and maybe in like, let's say 1.5 to 2 years, look to buy something, save up a bunch of bread, meaning like the place that we're at is not crazy expensive for two people. Like, it's not burning a hole in either of our wallets. So save a whole bunch of money. And then when the housing market starts to drop, which they're already predicting between 2023 and 2024, boom, go get that rental property, rent it out, pay it off in 5 to 6 years, have a tenant live in there, and then it's paid off. Maybe you even get one with a finished basement, so you can rent it out to somebody else. And then from there, go get the family home that you want. Either keep the rental property as cash flow, or you could sell it and probably pay off most of your primary home residence, and then you're done. So that's why I feel like a lot of people are looking, like, they're looking for a housing market crash, and I get it, because rent is crazy. Like up here, like for a 2-bed, you're gonna be paying $1,400 to $500, and a lot of people that got families, they got 3 beds, they're paying anywhere from $1,700 to $1,800. And remember, these landlords are not only just charging you rent. You know what I'm saying? They also making you pay for electricity. They making you pay for heat. They making you pay for gas. They making you pay for everything as if you're in a home. So that's what a lot of people are like, well, if I'm paying all this money, like, like let's say you have a 3-bed, right? That's what a mortgage is. That's like up here, if you put, like, if you got an FHA loan or you put 10% down, like a $250,000 home, maybe 3-bed, that's what you be paying, $1,500, maybe to $800. You know what I'm saying? With all like, if you got like, what was it? PMI or MIP, whatever it is, like the insurance, property taxes. So it's like you paying more money for essentially less space, because a lot of time, at least the homes up here, we have an upper level and then we also have a lower level, meaning you have a basement. So in a sense, you're paying more money for less space, and you're paying all the same type of utilities. And even though a lot of times they'll say that, oh, the landlord is paying for the water, no. Like, if you really read up on real estate, like I've been reading up on it and like really researching it, no, the landlord has already factored in the water, your monthly water usage into your rent for the month. So you're not getting away with anything. He's already factored in the water, whatever he says that the landlord is paying for. Like maybe he said, oh, I'm paying for heat. He's factored the heat usage into, like everything is factored in. That's what I always tell people, like, concern. But that's just my personal opinion. I get why some people do rent, because you may not know if you want to buy in a particular area. So I get that. Like, I'm not saying renting, you shouldn't rent. I'm just saying, like, people that rent long term, that rent for 10, 15, 20 years, like, bro, that money you spent, you could have bought something, whether it was a rental property, your own property. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you paid so much money. That's why I said, like, I'm not renting that long. And I know people say, oh, you said, nah, I didn't do my calculations. Like, I'm saving huge every month. That's why I moved here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I moved here. That's what makes sense. But like I said, enough of that. That's my last topic. Actually, I'm surprised we actually getting close to about 20 minutes. So I actually did pretty good. I didn't think we was going to get this long in the podcast. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts about the topics that I talked about today down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and definitely share this around, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Like I said, the podcast is growing in terms of impressions, right? But I'm trying to get more people subscribed, more people to tune in. It's also me needing to keep uploading. But like I said, the more it gets pushed out there, it's like anything, publicity, the more publicity and support it gets, the more it's going to grow. But like I said, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll chat with you later. Peace.